In solo leveling, after Drippy Woo's mother finally awakened from the eternal slumber disease, he couldn't help but sob in relief. At the same hospital, Baldy over here suddenly asked if someone had really woken up from the eternal slumber, saying that it was an unprecedented event. The doctor went on to say that the patient's guardian was demanding that she be discharged from the hospital, making Baldy say, absolutely not, since the patient's condition shouldn't be stable, because she was bedridden for over 4 years, saying she probably couldn't even walk. But the doctor responded saying that all of her tests came back normal, meaning she was completely healthy and could even walk by herself. This made Baldy think it was impossible. She hadn't moved for the past 4 years, yet he was saying her body was functioning perfectly. The doctor went on to ask if it was maybe because of the life support machine, but the Baldy stated that even if she was fine, they couldn't just discharge her from the hospital since they needed to inform the medical community about this. But the doctor replied saying that he tried to reason with the patient's guardian, but he was no ordinary person. He then whispered to the Baldy, asking if he had heard about Sung Drip Woo, who had recently become the country's 10th S-ranker. The Baldy didn't want the smoke, so he responded saying that a hospital shouldn't keep a perfectly healthy patient from going home, and it was only right that they discharge her. If you love solo leveling, then awaken your true power. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss any epic content. The next day, Jinah arrived to see her mother as she was surprised to see how much she's grown. She began bawling her eyes out, seeing that she had finally awoken after all these years, as they embraced each other tightly. Jinwoo in the back, seeing the sight before him, stated that all of his hard work had paid off. It felt like he was being rewarded for everything he's been through. But he was worried that, as a hunter, he's crossed a bridge of no return. Sitting outside on a bench, he thought to himself that he hadn't checked his phone in a while, since he was in the demon's castle. He had a ton of missed calls, though if it was something urgent, they would probably call him back soon enough. He then saw an article containing a sighting of Kaizel flying through the sky, making him question why reporters were writing about this. He suddenly received a call from Go Gun Hee, the chairman of the Hunter Association, making Drippy Woo ask if something had happened. The chairman went on to say that he's sure he's heard by now, but he had absolutely no idea what he was talking about, making the chairman ask if he hasn't been watching the news. This made Drippy Woo think it was probably about Kaizel, telling the chairman he was going to be careful with that from now on. But the chairman was confused, making Drippy Woo say if he could ask about what he was talking about, since he was off the grid until now and didn't have access to his phone. The chairman responded saying that it really seemed that he hasn't heard anything yet, and asked if it would be all right if he told him in person, saying he would stop by today, though Drippy Woo replied saying he would go to him instead.